Okay, so this is part 2 of the season 5, episode 6, Pretty Little Liars recap. And we're talking about Arya and her crazy twisted family and her crazy twisted boyfriend. She and Ezra finally decide to open the envelope that Lieutenant Tanner has brought. They just magically forgotten about it up until this point. They open it up and there is a picture of Mrs. De Laurentiis pruning her roses, and there's like this monster and like a spear, and there's a corner missing out of the top. I don't know what was significant about that. I don't know if they just got some coffee on it. Bethany was a messy eater and used a corner as a napkin. I don't know, but it signed Bethany on the back. So it's safe to assume that Bethany did not like Mrs. D. Now, this is from a recap video I watched, Pretty Little Liars 13. I'm sorry if I got that name wrong, but they do awesome recaps. Love them. They're hilarious. And they said that Bethany might have drawn that picture that we saw Ren coloring in with the girl outside the barn, and he was coloring the red coat. So we don't know, because it kind of looked the same. It kind of looked like sketches and stuff. And we never saw Ren drawing. We just saw him coloring. So anyway, Ezra decides he's going to go back to the creeper cams to find out who put the envelope on his doorstep. So Emily comes by Hannah's and tells her that Paige has given her names of the people in Mona's army. She tells her Lucas is in it and Melissa is in it. And she forgets to mention the little people, like Paige. I mean, you were at that meeting. You saw these little people. Little people have feelings too, Paige. You should always include the little people, okay? I mean, I just thought that was so rude. Emily wants to go and tell Allison right away. And Hannah's like, no, you gotta wait. So Emily figures it out. She sees a wad of cash. And we all know Hannah ain't a stripper, so she connects the dots too. There's a lot of that going on in this episode. Emily asks Hannah if the only reason she wants Allie to leave is because she's concerned for her safety. And she points out that her clothing and hairstyle has changed since Allie's been back. And this is obviously a very sensitive issue for Hannah. And I thought that was just a little below the belt, Ems. I really did. Not in next week's episode, The Silence of Elam, but in the week after that, Hannah's going to really have to struggle. It says Allie has moved in with her, and she just wants nothing to do with Allie. She wants to be as far away from her as she can, and Allie done taken up residence in her house. Where's Allie's dad? Why can Allie not stay at House of Creeps? That's all I'm saying. So Paige is at the pool again and opens her locker, and a dead rat falls out, and she lets out this really just dumb scream. It was like a really bad horror movie, B budget, you know that scream, like, I can't even do it. My voice is cracking. I'm sorry. And I think it was from Mona for telling on her. That just seems like a high school thing to do. So Allie is at House Creep, and she turns on a lamp and decides, I'm going to go upstairs and get my fake IDs and the clothes I wanted to get. Well, I'm just going to get a scarf instead because Hannah's given me half of her wardrobe, so I will be okay. That's the only piece of clothing you're going to get is a scarf. A scarf. Okay. That's weird. So we go to Spencer's house, and Spencer is with her best friend, Google. And Spencer is Googling Bethany Young and doesn't find any information out about Bethany Young except, the generics. But she does Google Radley and goes to their page and finds something interesting and feverishly jots it down. Spencer is dangerous with that Google search, so watch out. If you ever cross Spencer Hastings, she will Google you in a second, okay? We go back to Allie's, and Allie goes downstairs and realizes that the light is out. The one light she's turned on in the house is out, and Black Hoodie is behind her, and there is a huge fight. She gets whipped with a cane, and then she gets stepped on, and I'm just like, oh my god. And then that scarf that she's so meticulously woven around her neck gets like pulled tight against her. And Emily is out in the car, like staring at the house. I'm not sure if she sees the lights off as like a bad thing, or if she just assumes that Allie takes after almost all of her family and is a major weirdo and just likes to be in a house with the lights off. But Emily goes rushing in and saves her life. And we almost get a glimpse of Black Hoodie, but they get away just in time. And I was like, oh crap. I mean, I just wanted to know one person that did one thing just once, you know. Like, I'm tired of being told who did what. We're not even told sometimes. We're left to assume this person did this and this person did this. But I just wanted to figure out just one little piece to the puzzle. And I just kind of like was totally disgusted by that. Emily wants to call the police, which is a great idea. They should let them in and let them help a little bit, especially Officer Yummy, Detective Holbrook. But alas, he's not in this episode either. Way to pick a really cute guy for casting and hardly even use him. I mean, they got so much man candy on that cast though. And it's like, all the women are extremely pretty too. But I just want more Officer Yummy, okay? So Caleb is at a lodge, I guess. I don't know. But he's packing. And Hannah comes in. And it's really awkward for a minute. And she's got some really cute earrings on. I was like, oh, dang. I want to pull a Hannah and steal those. Caleb says he can understand why Allie wants to leave. He wants to leave himself. And Hannah comes clean to Caleb and tells him that she doesn't want her to stay, that she's having these feelings again, to which he replies that even if Allie leaves, they won't go away, which is something that he experienced in Ravenswood. And Hannah tries to question him about Ravenswood, and he shuts up. He takes a drink from like a little hip flask that's like literally yay big. What do you keep it in there, Caleb? I mean, that is not enough to do anything. Unless it's just like super strong, and I doubt it. But anyway, and then he hands it to Hannah, and I was just like, put the flask down. You've had enough to drink. But apparently she's just gonna keep getting the alcohol and just work on her tolerance levels in the next few episodes here. Okay. So Ezra and Arya are taking a look at the Creeper videos, and Arya even makes the comment that she's surprised he still has them. And I am too, to be quite honest with you. I'm not sure if Ezra is still teaching at Rosewood. I haven't seen him in a long time. Getting shot might hurt a little bit. He might be on vacation, or he might not be teaching anymore. But if teaching high school kids ever falls through, I definitely think Ezra needs to teach a class at the community college about nanny cams and how to set them up, because he would rock at it. Pretty sure. But they find out that the person that left the package was Eddie Lamb. And that's the one that Spencer talked to from Radley earlier, who said he could not give any information. I think Eddie is tired of Radley. I think he knows they're covering up a whole bunch of things. Mrs. Kavanaugh, Bethany, just who knows what else. But I think he's trying to get Ezra to dig and pry. We obviously know Ezra has money. He has connections. And I think that if Eddie would have tried to give the picture to Spencer, it would have been really easy to figure that out, rather than if he gave it to somebody unsuspecting, that nobody would be able to trace it that easily. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if Eddie and Ezra are particularly close, or if he just gave it to him to try and protect Spencer and make the trail less easy to follow. Allie thinks that Mona's army, Mona, Lucas, or Melissa was the one that attacked her in her house. She says that they did not kill her, and they could have. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, you just tell yourself whatever you gotta tell yourself to get through it. I mean, come on. We all know. And we're fixing to find out that it was pretty sure that it was A. Okay? Anyway, why doesn't Bethany like Mrs. D? There's that creepy picture. It obviously looks like evil and weird. And there's the monster with the spear dagger thing. And Mrs. D is just, pruning her roses with her little, I don't know if she had a hat or a scarf or whatever, but she is well accessorized for Mrs. D. And the girls decide that somebody needs to go to Radley. And I thought this was hilarious because Arya quickly goes, I think Spencer should do it. And I just thought Arya was like really quick in this episode with all her little comebacks and stuff. And Spencer goes, well, I can't. I've already been committed there and I've had a hand in the Kavanaugh mess. And then Allie gets a text that says, see how easy it is for me to kill you. If you leave Rosewood, I will. And that makes me think that it was A that was in House of Creeps, the De Laurentiis house. And that A is toying with Allie like a cat toys with a mouse before they eat it. I'm just not sure why. A has been hunting Allie for 2 years, we can only assume. And logically speaking, that would mean that the game's kind of wearing off and they're ready for the kill. But oh no, A has got more in store. And Spencer even asked what's worse than death. And I thought that was very interesting because I was sitting there thinking, well, what is worse than death? I mean, your mom died. Your dad wasn't around for your dinner, which was sad. But no parent is ever around in Rosewood except the Hastings, and they know everybody's business. I mean, seriously, it's like the Hastings, and then like Mrs. Marin will pop in from time to time really quick. But anyway, I'm not sure what is worse than death for Allie, to tell you the truth. I don't know if she cares enough. She still has this wall up, so if she does care, she needs to show it like now, okay? I'm tired of always questioning her. One minute I think she really does want to change and she's being genuine, and then the next I'm like, well, there's that Allie again. You can never trust Allie. I don't even think Allie trusts Allie sometimes. I think Allie is like a survivor and just lives for herself, if that makes sense. I'm not sure what to think about her. So Allie is at Emily's house, and it seems to me that Allie is really freaked out with what's all going on in this episode. I mean, I would be freaked out too if I got a photo of my mom being buried or a video of my mom being buried and then numerous other A texts. And Allie asks Emily if she can stay there for the night, and she says it's just for sleeping, I promise. And Emily, being the great friend that she is, goes, okay. And just watches Allie sleep all night, like that chick from Paranormal Activity when she was like standing over the bed like. And I just thought it was funny that it was, I don't know the name of the song, but it was like Fool for You or something was playing in the background. I think that's going to be a major factor going forward. I think it's showing how easy Allie can manipulate Emily and how easy Emily is letting it happen, even though she's pretending not to. I think she knows what's going on. So Mrs. Hastings is at the brew reading the article of Empty Grave Still Holds Secrets, and Spencer walks in and she goes, hey Spencer, I got you a banana nut muffin. And I was like, whoa, pause the phone. I love banana nut muffins. Good job, Spencer. Anyway, I'm going to have to pause this and I'll pick it back up. So join me in just a second.